How you doing? How you feel? Today I wanted to discuss the Black Power movement in the late 60s and early 70s. Because a lot of people have a tendency to talk and really don't know what they're talking about. Drug dealers get a bad rap because of Hollywood. They make these movies and make them out to be these killers running around with Uzis, but that's not really how it was. So I want to shed a little light on how it really was. When you're a real one, that is. So I can remember clearly many days my father used to bag up $50,000 cash and he'd take it over to the Shrine of Black Madonna. I was a young kid. I really didn't understand when he was saying Huey P. Newton is there. When he's saying all these famous black people, Malcolm, and my man who canned Black Power, Stokely Carmichael's. So I've been in the presence of all that greatness, and I was so young, I didn't realize how great they were. And people was busy making drug dealers out to be bad people. And my father was one of the ones, every time you turned around, the movement needed money. They always needed a donation. And he was always there, $50,000 at a time. So I like when people be knocking drug dealers and talk about how they fucked over the community and this and that. That's not always true. Number men, and that day played a big part in giving. They had the money. So that's where your money was coming from. Now you're going to make numbers men, drug men, these your own people. But when white people go and make prohibition and they was bootleggers and they ran around, now they can be president. Joe Kennedy, the famous bootlegger. His son can be president. All the people that died of cirrhosis of the liver, where's the crime in that? Now we in an opioid epidemic. They OD'd more people than all the drug dealers ever in the 70s. Nicky Bonds, Frank Matthews, Frank Lucas, all of them. You could add those numbers up, and I guarantee you, what this opioid crisis is doing today, the numbers are far greater. I guarantee you that. And ain't no special federal Bureau of Investigations put together to investigate it. Ain't nobody going to jail, and it's been a fortune made. But now it's all right because Caucasian people were behind it, strung the whole country out on opioids. And ain't nobody got nothing to say. Not one word. Wow, that's amazing to me. You got a runaway president. Ain't nobody got nothing to say. He's sitting here asking for Ukraine's help in a political election, which we all know is illegal. He's already done it with Russia. He's already an illegal president. He lost by 3.5 million votes. I thought we were in a democracy. If you had 51 and I had 50, or you had 52 and I had 51, you was the winner. When do you lose in a democracy with 3.5 million votes more? That's not a democracy. So tell that to all these unaware Americans who walking around here with their head up their asses, because they're not in a democracy. A democracy is when the NRA can't control your Congress like they're doing today. All of America want gun legislation and gun control, but the media is just as guilty as the Republicans. I look at Lindsey Graham yesterday, talk on Meet the Press. This is the 30th of September, so that was Sunday the 29th. He says, we got to come up with some kind of legislation to put on the table to pass for gun reforms to try to get the public off of Trump being impeached. Never mind you, there's already legislation sitting right on Mitch McConnell's table. Where is the joke at? Why didn't the press say to Lindsey Graham, there's already plenty of motherfucking things to pass sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk. So why are you playing these games? You got to make up something, this and that. That's bullshit. And the press allow it because they making so much money throughout this clown presidency, this reality presidency. Can America handle it? Y'all want to turn on the TV every day and look at a reality show in the White House? Step out and lie to you, tell you the sun ain't shining and as bright as it can be, and he stands out there and lie confidently? What kind of democracy do we really have? White folks say all the time how much they care about this democracy, how much they care about this country. That's not true. They said that to me. Now I'm the one saying our democracy is in jeopardy. We need y'all help to save it. Where's y'all at now? Where's the love for this country now? But it was already a question asked to the Republicans. Who do you love, party or country? And they all said party. So I don't see how you elect them. Because they let you know, they showing you what party mean and do. Nothing that the American people want done. You can't get no gun legislation. You can't get anything done. Republicans cannot make laws. They never do. They never have. Only thing Republicans can do is cut taxes. They can't do nothing on the border. They can't do anything about clearing up the border and making laws. And they didn't had forever to do it. How long is America gonna let them sit there in office and do nothing? Y'all gave them 8 years, the Republicans. This white America gave them 8 years with President Obama. Y'all gave Mitch McConnell, Moscow Mitch, 8 years to say no to everything that man asked, whether it was good or bad. He said no, and y'all paid him. For 8 years, he collected a check to do absolutely nothing. This is America now. This is when America is great. When our supposedly great democracy has been stolen. The man lost by 3.5 million votes. We are not living in a democracy now, and I'm here to tell you, I know better. You can't sell me something one day and then come back and fuck me in the ass and give me some bullshit the next day. You've been selling me this all the time. A perfect example is y'all selling us be a scholar. Barack Obama goes to Harvard, he's a scholar. Sarah Palin goes to Only Chance College. Y'all want her to be vice president when y'all been gassing us up all this time. You got to go to Harvard. You got to go to Yale. You got to go to Princeton. And you ready to put a motherfucker in the White House that say they can see Russia from their living room. You ready to put a motherfucker in the White House that don't even know what magazine they read. And you all wise up, went ahead on and did it. 8 years after the brother left the White House, y'all went put a motherfucker in the White House that won't even sit there and read CIA reports every morning that's required of a president to do. He does not read. So this is where we gonna lead the country at, which we already gotta know is racism. It's only can be that. A white supremacist. That's why right here today, I'm boycotting the NFL. I've been looking at football all my life, and I haven't looked at not one game here in 2019, and I won't until they do the right thing. I'm not going to pay to be put back in slavery. I'm not going to pay for all these white supremacist owners to donate to Donald Trump and have these fundraisers for white supremacists. Not off the money I buy for jerseys, not off the money I buy for refreshments, not off the money I spend all for tickets and everything like every other good fan. Hats, jerseys, caps, I buy it all, but I ain't buying nothing anymore. Because I'm appalled and I'm upset that you can sit here as any owner, as the New England Patriots, as Miami Dolphins, and tell me as an excuse, I give to both parties. I give to Democrats and I give to Republicans. Here's the question that the gotcha question the press won't ask you. How much do you give Democrats and how much do you give Republicans? That is the gotcha question that they won't ask you. They let you get by saying you give both parties. But if you give one party 50,000 and you give the other party 50 million, who do you love? I'm pretty sure you love the one you giving the 50 million to. You giving the 50,000 so you can purposely say, I give to both parties. That don't cut it with me. I'm not a fan of football for that reason. I don't need it in my life. I can do well without it. I can find something else to do with my Sundays. I can spend my money somewhere else, and that's going to hurt you far worse. I ain't spending no money with the NFL. And I don't give a fuck whether you like it or not. Even if it don't hurt you. I'm one black man that I'm calling for a boycott on the NFL because it's a sham. And I'm not spending no money to be put back into slavery and racism to be bought with the money that I'm spending. How dumb can that be? You gonna pay to be put back in slavery because you love a football game that much? Really? I don't love a football game that much, y'all. So I'm not playing that part. I'm through with it. Until they do the right thing, put Colin Kaepernick back in the league, fuck them. And that's how I feel about it. Point blank.